my channel. My name is Rachel. I'm the Talking Dog Stitcher here on YouTube and over on Instagram, and this is where I talk all things cross stitch. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if you are new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a couple of weeks since I last spoke to you. I had grand plans, grand ideas of being here every week, and then, as it tends to do, life kind of took over. So Thursday is my usual filming day. I'm filming today, Saturday the 19th of October, because Thursday I had to work, and then Thursday prior to that I was doing some very last minute packing because I headed down to Watford on Thursday last week to go to Stitch in London. So I have lots of things to show you, lots of acquisitions, a fully finished item, a few new starts, and a handful of whips as well. So I think we're just going to have to get on with it. But I want to start the video by saying a huge thank you to Marie of Stitches and Diamonds and everyone that I met at Stitch in London. It was amazing. It is easily one of the best retreats I've ever been to, and yeah, as soon as the dates are announced for the next one, I'll be there to try and get back in, because it was just fabulous. Everyone that I met, there are far too many of you to name. I had a wonderful time. So let's get on with the stitching. The first thing I want to show you is something that I picked up from Stitch in London. I was a vendor on the Saturday, and also there was my friend Lisa. She's now my friend because we've seen each other that much so far this year. We keep sitting next to each other on vendor tables recently. So I saw her at the Ladybird retreat in Crewe a couple of weeks ago, probably 3 weeks ago now, and gave her one of my items to frame, and she returned it to me 2 weeks later at Stitch in London, fully finished. Beautiful. So there is a little bit of glare, which is to be expected, but in here I've got art glass, which really dulls down, like you can still see everything even through a ring light. So at this angle it looks like there's nothing in it, and it's amazing. And this is really going to be an heirloom piece, so I wanted to splash out a little bit and make sure it was absolutely perfect. And look at the amazing job she's done. What this beautiful frame. Beautiful. So that is ready to go on my wall right behind where you are, and I'm so happy with it. So thank you very much, Lisa. I also got back a couple of my mum sent me with some of her stitching to get framed, and she loves it. She's so happy. She's sending me off with stuff for the next time I go see Lisa. So Lisa's always got a job in our house. Okay, that's my only finish, and you've already seen that since I finished the stitching. So that kind of gives you a bit of sets the tone for all of my videos, to be fair. New starts are quite the opposite. So I think I have four new starts, and as we're going through, I have some acquisitions kind of mixed in because I have started using some of the things that I bought. So I'm just going to point them out as we go and talk about them throughout, and then at the end are the things that I've purchased I've received that I haven't started using yet. Okay, first thing is on my new Amanic frame. It's just on the bars at the moment because what I have done is I've ordered 2 sets of bars for the Amanic and 1 set of sort of side bars. So like 2 sets of the ones that roll and 1 set of the sides. And this means that I can do things like this, where I've got my project rolled up on the bars, and I can switch it out with another project which is on the other set of bars, which I'll show you in a minute. So they've arrived from Estonia. I ordered them on the Monday and they arrived on the Thursday. literally as I was ready to like walk out the door for Stitch in London, so they came with me still in their packaging. I'll have to pop a cover photo for this. This is what I have started. This is Moon Witch by Artisy. It is a freebie in their Facebook group, so all you need to do is join the Artisy Facebook group and go to the files section, and that's where you can find this. And I've got about 700 stitches into this so far. And that's it. That's where I've started. So I'm doing the Royal Rose parking method, and it's stitched on a piece of 25 count easy count Lugana 1/1 full cross in CXC threads, and this is about the width of it, so it's only going to be quite small. Needle minder is from the Black Needle Society, Stitching Under the Stars box. And then roll up and pop that somewhere to languish for what I wanted some full coverage. I wanted to stitch full coverage, but I didn't want to get out my animal panorama because it's like it's just so confetti heavy because there are so many different colours and there's so much going on, whereas that's probably got maybe 5 or 6 colours in that 700 stitches, so it felt like it was going a lot faster. So yeah, I had to start a new one because I didn't have any projects that checked that box in my little brain. So yeah, these aren't in any particular order actually, looking at them. I was looking at them and thinking, I'm sure I said I had 4. I do have 4. There's one on the frame behind me. Right, Stitch in London start. So, as I mentioned, I was a vendor on the Saturday. So, I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done that day. And what I did, I will show you later, turned out to be a bit of a catastrophe. So, on the Sunday, myself, Sherry of Just So Sherry, and Sophie, aka the Turtle of Turtle Bay Textiles, we all picked up a Yasmin's Made with Love project bag, and inside the bag was her Halloween exclusive Gothic bat. Now this isn't available yet, it's probably going to be released sometime next year, but the bags that we picked were the Halloween exclusives, and they came with a copy of the chart. So because we'd all got one of these, we all decided that we were going to stitch this. This was going to be our Sunday start. Now, Megan of Coffee Craft Fabrics was also there on Sunday, so we just raided her table. And I walked up to the table, picked out a piece of fabric, and I said, this is what I'm stitching on. I'm a purple girl. I love my purples. I knew when I looked at this, I don't know if any of you have seen Yaz's, is it Quaker Raven? It's stitched on a purple, and I envisioned this bat on purple. And I'll show you the project bag, a different project bag that I got from her later on, and it just fits. So, all of that to say, here is my start on Gothic bat. So I've just got that top corner motif. No, we're not even the right way around. There. Not that it makes much difference at this stage, but there we are. So this is, like I said, Megan Coffee Craft fabric. It's a 32 count linen. Oh, very see-through, hang on. So yeah, you can see all of the really fun mottling. So I'm really excited to see what that will look like when it's done. When it's done being up for discussion. Oh, and I'm stitching that. Marie of Stitches and Diamonds had Roxy Flossco floss with her, so I'm stitching mine in carbon, which is relatively, it's ever so slightly grey, black. Yeah. just going to look fab. So later on in the rest of the haul, I've got, I think, 6 more skeins of that to try and do the whole chart. Okay, the next start that I had, if you saw me a couple of videos ago, I purchased a chatelaine. I picked this one. This is the Poison Garden Mandala. And whenever anyone was asking about it, I was like, yeah, I'm thinking new year, new start. That's what I want to do. Still need my fabric, blah, 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 blah. Slowly start kitting it up, and yeah, new year, new start. Well, at Stitch in London, Lynn of the Sampler Guild was there, and I saw a piece of fabric on her table that was absolutely perfect, and it was the right size for the chart. So I picked it up. I was like, right, okay, that is it. This is my chatelaine fabric. Well, then I had to start it. Because I'm using CXC, so I already had all of those. I'd ordered the bead pack from EuropeanCrossStitch.com. I had some of the Rainbow Gallery Treasure braid and the Lame braid from Lakeside Needlecraft that had come in, and I had too many of the components to not start it, including my new frame, which is the reason that I bought the Amanic frame, is for ease of being able to stitch this. Just like Teresa Little Stitcher, she's got her Amanic with her, is it Evening in the Park? Evening in the Park? Walk in the Park? Something like that. Her chatelaine on it. Yeah, too many things had aligned for me to not start it. So I did. I started this a couple of days ago. Here it is. Again, very see-through. Let me see if I can... Okay. Can you see it? Where am I? There we go. There's my start. Right in the middle, lots and lots of beads, a little bit of cry-neck, some over-one stitches in the cry-neck. Excuse me. So the details, like I said, where all of the materials are from, but this is vintage grey from Zweigart. It's a printed fabric, so it's one-sided, and I have started it on the correct side, which is unusual for me. Vintage grey, 32 count, even weave. No, linen. 32 count linen in vintage grey from Zweigart. On my big old Amanic frame, and as you can see, it's a little bit loose at the moment, but that's intentional, so I can tighten it up and get the tension back in my fabric and get it drum tight. So that's that. I'm so happy. I just want to stitch on it all the time now. Oh, the needle minder on that one was from, I can't remember what it was called, but it was part of a closing down box, so you can't get it from there anymore. They sold all of their Ouija Planchette needle minders to someone else. I cannot for the life of me remember. If I can find it, I will pop it on the bottom of the screen, but otherwise they're everywhere. I'm sure you'll be able to find one. Okay. Pick up my cover photo, otherwise that will go missing. Last new start of the last couple of weeks, I had a stitchy call with some of my lovely stitchy friends, and a few of us decided to have a new start because we don't get to talk often enough, so it was something to celebrate for sure. And we all decided to start. I'm going to have to pop a picture here because I've left the cover photo probably in my stitchy spot because it was last night. Here's the cover photo. It's, of course, Lauren Flosstability's Halloween Pillow, which has not long been released. I've got physical copies of this in the online shop, which I've been playing around with the tagging products in the video. So if it works, I'll tag it. Otherwise, you can go to her Etsy shop. She's got PDF versions of it there. So I have started now 2 of her pillow series, and I've actually got further on this one in one day of stitching than I have on my summer one, which I started at the beginning of summer. So yeah, just goes to show how much I was enjoying it. So I'm stitching this on some of my fabric that I got from my Black Needle Society Gothic Romance box, which was the last box that we received. I'm using the thread and fabric out of that, and it's looking so good. So here we are. This is Lappin' Loops Curtain Call. So I've got the 32 count linen, which was what my preference was when they emailed us to get our preferences. And then it's a Bee Stitch Me Silk in the colour Gothic Romance, again from the box. And oh, it looks so good. So I finished off the first square and I've started in on the Skull and Crossbones square there. I love it. I love how it's coming together. It's going to look so cool when it's finished. So that was yesterday's stitching. And I think that's it for new starts. Yeah. Okay, on to whips. So these aren't in any particular order of sort of what I worked on first, but it was another week or so where I couldn't really settle on any stitching, so I was just kind of picking things up willy-nilly. And I think I was in a bit of a backstitch mood for a couple of days, and I'll show you what I mean. So first one is Flower Girl by Soda Stitch. Just a little cute one there. And here is where I am with her. And what I did was backstitch. I got I think it's supposed to be a cat. So I got the cat all filled in and backstitched. And yeah, there was started a little bit of backstitch on the bunch of flowers there. Move this. This will not take much stitching once I actually just get into it and get going. But this is a 18 count Ada from Stitchy Ferret in the colour Sherbet Dip. And I'm stitching it all in CXC threads. As you can see by the cover photo, she's got a pink skirt. I've given her a purple skirt. Told you I was a purple girl. So that's the only thing that I've changed on that really, is giving her a purple skirt, and then the flowers that the cat is holding and that she is holding will also be purple instead of that pink. Keeping that in a project folder I made myself using the tutorial by Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch here on YouTube, which I will link down below as well. Okay, on the last video, Cardiff Stitcher Danielle very correctly, what's the word? She called me out. She called me out because I hadn't been stitching on my Winnie the Pooh, and I'd promised that I was going to stitch on my oldest whip every week for Winnie the Pooh Wednesdays with her and with Kayla, stitching with my Littly, and she noticed that there was no Winnie the Pooh in my video, and she did call me out. Now, I got it out. I didn't get much put into it, but I did get it out to get some more stitches. If you've not been here before and you're wondering what on earth I'm talking about, this is Winnie the Pooh A Snoozy Day. It's a kit from Designer Stitches. I'm using all of the kit materials, and this is my oldest project. This has been ongoing since 2016 and it's still not finished. I have put in a lot of progress this year. My aim is to finish it this year. We're running out of time realistically for me to achieve that, but we're going for it. We're going for it. All I've done, and all I will be doing for the rest of this project, is put in some more green. So this is where we've been working on this week. Progress is progress. It'll get there eventually. It's just so boring. I'm not someone that just picks up a colour and just keeps going and going and going and going for hours on end. I need to switch it up. That's why I have so many whips. Just a bit of variety in my life. But like I say, it's becoming my motto, isn't it? Every little stitch is a stitch closer to a finish. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. And then after I was working on that, I wanted to work on a PDF pattern because it just makes life so much easier. This one is compatible with Cross Stitch Saga, which is a program similar to Pattern Keeper, but that is also works with beads, with French knots, with backstitch, all of that kind of good stuff. And this one is heavy on all of the above. This is my Dragon in the Lilies by Nadezhda Kazarina. Come on, glare, hang on. It's still reflecting in it, isn't it? There we go. Dragon in the Lilies. Did quite a bit on this one actually, and mostly what I was doing was I was picking colour out of the face, working that thread out, and then once that thread was gone, picking another colour in the face and then working that thread out so that I could get the face finished and potentially start backstitching. I didn't start backstitching, but I did get a lot of progress on the face. So this is being stitched on a piece of 32 count even weave from Chromatic Alchemy in the colour Sugar Plum, using CXC threads, 2/2, all as called for, and being kept in a project bag that I made myself. Pretty happy with how that's come out actually. It's definitely getting some good progress. I think, oh I didn't check, I think I'm about 15% of the way through. Bearing in mind that that includes backstitch, it counts a backstitch as like half a stitch, so it will count backstitch as completion as well. So you can do all of the cross stitches and still not be complete because you'll have backstitch to finish. Does that make any sense? I don't know. 15% of the way through, something like that. It's been 2 weeks and I feel like I'm so out of practice. I'm just waffling on. Oh dear. Right. This is my next whip, and this constituted sort of 90% of my stitching at Stitch in London. It's this. It's Honey, yeah that's it, Honey by Mill Hill from the Autumn Harvest collection. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And for some reason didn't even consider that it might be a directional, that might be important which direction you hold it in. And this is where I'm at, and the wings don't fit. I should have stitched it this way on the paper, and as you can see it's, oh focus, it's full of beads already. I got loads of beads in. Started in the background, and then it wasn't until putting in this wing that I realised that we're about 3 stitches short on both sides, so it's about six squares too narrow. My options are, and I've had some great suggestions, either using the top and the bottom of the paper that I've got here to stitch wings and then attach them later, so I could have like a 3D effect, which I really like the idea of that one. I still need to do some adaptations on the wings because it's not quite enough paper. I could get some new paper and do the above. However, this is like a baby blue, so I don't know how easy it would be to get a hold of some of that in order to be able to match it. Or, and this is winning out at the moment, or I just fudge it and just make the wings 3 stitches narrower. I don't think it will make all that much difference. I think that is winning at the moment. I absolutely do not want to have to unpick all of this, because if you'd seen me at Stitch in London on Saturday evening, I did so much of this at Stitch in London. All I'd done was like black. I'd done this section of beads, and I'd done black and a little bit of this black, and that was it. All of the rest of it is Stitch in London progress. So I don't want to have to scrap it and start again or anything like that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to fudge it. I think that's what I'm leaning towards. But yes, as you can imagine, this has been putting time out. This can go away for a little bit until I figure out what I want to do with it. So I'm just so sad. Looks amazing. The bee body looks stunning. So hopefully I can salvage it. I think, like I say, I think I'm gonna fudge it. Make it work. Make it fit. All the kit materials on that one, and then we've got my ring and ring bling, which is also from my Black Needle Society Stitching Under the Stars box. And that's just how I've stored it. Stitching Under the Stars box floss drops. Got them all marked up with their symbols and their colour names. And then just through the little hole in the Mill Hill bag. It keeps it all together. I just hang that on my pegboard like that, with that obviously inside the bag. It's working pretty well for me actually, because it keeps it in sight, and I keep looking at it and go, oh yeah, actually I might work on that. Right, last width. And depending on what time this video gets out and what time Sherry of Just So Sherry's video comes out, I could be ahead. Except I know I'm not, because I spoke to her yesterday. I am of course talking about Christmas Rules. This is our stitch along that we're doing together. It's by Primrose Cottage Stitches, and we started it the 1st of July for our Jolly July stitching, and Sherry separated the chart up into 5 sections, 1 section a month, for a 1st of December finish. And ever since then, I have been behind. I've been catching up, furiously catching up, at Stitch in London, and I am putting a picture in, right here. I was ahead. I had done more on this project than Sherry had. Spoke to her yesterday, and she's overtaken me. She's already on the next bit. But until you see her video, pretend you didn't know. I have caught up. I'm still working on the October section, which obviously we are just over a little bit halfway through October. Lives in my cross-stitch Jess project bag. Here is where I'm at. So as you can see, just that snowman and spread. We've got to finish the big snowflakes on either side, and then do the word joy, and that's this month's section. So I'm doing pretty well on that. It's on 32 count platinum by Zweigart, and I'm using CXC threads, and then the red is the called for cranberry. The brown is the alternate that's provided instead of the Weeks Dye Works cocoa. Pretty happy with that. I could be finished on time, you know. It could still happen. Pretty chuffed. Okay, so that is it for whips. I've showed you everything I've been working on. Now to show you the acquisitions. So I'm going to start with things that were either outside of Stitch in London or that were gifted to me that I didn't purchase while I was there. So first one is a Facebook D-stash, a piece of 40 count Fibre on a Whim linen in the colour Latte. Gorgeous. So yeah, just picked that up off a Facebook D-stash. I asked for about 3 pieces of fabric, but this is the only one that they still had available. So I've got that. And then this is gifted and won. things. So I saw Lynn that I mentioned earlier of the Sampler Guild, and I have not too long ago joined the Sampler Guild. It's a very easy process. Pop over to the Sampler Guild Instagram page to learn how. But she popped over and gave me my membership pin for the Sampler Guild. I also, Caroline was going around with these from Winnie. Whitney had been at weekend one and had lots and lots of sort of scissor charm fob thingies that she was giving out, and I chose this one because I'm going to make a project bag for myself for Strawberry Fields Forever with these fabrics that I got from Sophie at Turtle Bay. Whoa! And isn't that perfect? Isn't it just absolutely perfect? So that was really nice to see. Thank you very much, Whitney, who is Crafty Whitney on Instagram. I had the pleasure of meeting Sarah of Sew Me Sarah, and she went round and she gave everyone floss drops, which are fabulous. Thank you very much, Sarah. I also got these from some of the people that were wandering around the room. I am so sorry. My brain has gone completely blank. I'm sure possibly this was Fanny and Susanna who gave me these next two. I can't remember which way round. I can't remember if I'm correct. I'm so sorry if I've got these wrong. But I've got this beautiful scissor fob in these like golds and browns with a little feather and a little 2024 charm, and then a little needle threader with a little, stay still, there we go, a little cat. How cute is that? And then on our tables there was these when we arrived, which contained a little sheet, wish lists and who I've met. Probably should have started taking notes on those so that I could actually remember who was going around the room. I'm so sorry. A little Stitch in London keyring, a chart from Yaz of Yasmin's Made with Love, a sticker sheet and a floss keeper, and another project bag. My lovely friend the Turtle Bay Stitches, it gave me a little 8x10 project bag. I've already got the 10x13 version of this one, but 8x10 is for sure my new favourite size, so she gave me that. And then there was a raffle, there was a little quiz, and there were a couple of other giveaways, and I actually won in the raffle. This is what I'd popped my tickets in to receive. It's the Love Poppet Halloween Special Deluxe Set. And inside, I also, along with the set, I also won these floss rings. Look how gorgeous they are, the foxes. They came with it. And then, I do love a sturdy floss drop. More floss drops, like acrylic floss drops, which are fabulous. Some pumpkin spice thread gloss. I've got some thread joy thread gloss, which I do love to use. So this is going to live with my chatelaine for taming all of my metallics in there. A thread keep, I don't know if you can see that, it's just clear acrylic with some little sticker dots there. And then a kit. So this is a pumpkin toad cross stitch kit, contains the pattern, 14 count Ada, DMC and needle. Now I'm going to open it up. Oh, it's very sticky. I'm probably going to switch out the fabric because I don't love 14 count Ada. I do know someone who does. My mum's a 14 count Ada lady, so it won't go to waste for sure. Look at the colour. Isn't that fab? Look at how happy he is. And then all the sorted threads. Fabulous. So that's probably going to be a start sometime very soon. Final gift was from the lovely Sarah, who was on our table. She left these little baggies for us on the table. There was chocolate in here. They have long gone. A button coaster, which is going to live on my desk. A little notebook. And a couple more little floss drops. These ones, I think the intention is that you cut the DMC like label and you can put the number in between those into those little slits. And Sarah also bought me the cutest little pair of scissors. Just how tiny they are, with the little hearts. So thank you, Sarah. I'm going to see if I can get, well, it doesn't quite fit. The handle's a bit too thick for that. Look at that. The scissor fob's longer than my scissors. So those were all gifted. I've got some more stuff that I purchased, so hang around. Another Turtle Bay Stitches project bag. This one is Christmas themed. It's got a cute little gingerbread man. Like that. And then a stack of fabric. So, like I mentioned, Megan, Coffee Craft Fabric was there. You've seen the purple fabric that I bought off her. I have also got this one. Very, very highly mottled green. This lovely pink and blue mottled piece. We're in various counts, so we've got 32 linen, 36 linen, see if we can get you a good colour. Kind of, not with the window behind it, but it's a very sort of turquoisey with pinks. 40 count even weave. This was an option for my Halloween pillow. Look at that. 36 count linen with opalescent sparkles. So you can see that there. It's kind of dark green. So that was what I bought from Megan at Coffee Craft. And then Marie of Stitches and Diamonds has started dyeing fabric. She is Swan Bay Fabrics, which have now, I believe, been launched completely. So she had a selection for us to choose from, and just look how lovely they are. So got like a bluey colour. This one is Wentworth Sage. It's a 40 count linen. A pinky, can I get these colours to show? It's like a pinky peach. Oh, kind of. This is a one of a kind, 36 count, and it was like an off die. It goes down there. A neutral beige colour. Oh, come on. Yeah, kind of. That is light Sanditon. That's also a 40 count linen. Like a grey, very light grey. 36 count in the colour Norland Mist. I spend half my time doing that, don't I? Norland Mist, and then this lovely sort of reddy brown, kind of matches with what it's got quite heavy mottling. That's Rosing's Parlour, and that's also a 40 count linen. So they are beautiful. I cannot wait to start stitching something on those beautiful fabrics. Go and check out Marie and Gunter's shop and see all of the colours, because if I could have, I would have picked up one of each, but you've just seen my pile. That's the rest of the carbon that I picked up for my Gothic bat from Yaz. And another one. And then Cotton and Clay had done a Stitch in London exclusive set. Take it out of the packet so you can see it. So I've got needle minder, scissor fob, and thread keeper. Or the Stitch in London. I didn't pre-order these. I picked these up on the day. They were really beautiful in person, and I felt like I missed out. So I had to pick some up, and it's really lovely to have these as a little memory of the weekend. Mentioned earlier that Lisa of Atelier Frames was there, and she always brings a box of random frames that she has for sort of £5 or £10. So I had a little rummage in her odd frames box and just picked up this really little one. I'm sure I'll find something to finish in there at some point. Ruthie of Crow's Feet Stitching was there, and I picked up some of her charts. I saw these on Michelle, Mama Loves UGB's channel, so they are just gorgeous. Ruthie's one of the ones that I meant to go and see when I was at Big Stitch in July. And I just did not get around to seeing her because I was that busy. So yeah, love those. Ness's Craft Room was there, so I got a couple of project bags. I got that very festive looking floral one. And then we've got this one, which is housing my chatelaine goodies in it, my beads. You hear it rattling? I've got 2 of those. And then, along with what I'm about to show you, which I picked up from Yaz on the day, I also came back with like a stack of her charts to put on the website. So I need to get around to doing that, because very, very exciting to have her. And yeah, I did so much shopping with Yaz. So this is the bag that I bought, which the Gothic bat pattern came with. Fabulous, sturdy, really sturdy bag. And this is what it's actually living in. I've buried it under something now, but I don't know if you can see the bat there. So this bat really looks like the purple fabric and black stitching of my bat. And just look at that quilting, it's fabulous. So Bought that off her. Couldn't go anywhere without getting the matching notions pouch with these absolutely fabulous keyring charms on the sides. So that's, yeah, it's got 2 pockets. Just amazing. It's matchy matchy. And then I pre-ordered the exclusive. So the exclusive Stitch in London 2024 is this. There is the box and then 3 charts. 1, 2, 3. You can see I've already got a Yasmin's Made with Love painted box. So as soon as I saw that she was doing one for Stitch in London, I knew I had to have it. In it came 4 skeins of Roxy floss for presumably doing the chart, a couple of tea bags, there's a couple of biscuits in there, and then this beautiful, ooh, beautiful candle. Mexican orange blossom it is apparently, but look how gorgeous that is. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. I know it's a lot, but it's it. Do I have anything else that I wanted to say? I can't remember. I'll think about it in sort of 2 hours time while I'm editing, like I didn't, oh, I forgot to say that. But thank you to everyone that made Stitch in London such a fabulous weekend. I cannot wait to go back again. I will absolutely be trying to sign up for the next ones because they were just amazing. And thank you also to everyone that's been shopping with me recently and pre-ordering Book of Days and Emerging Queendom, the Emerging Queendom book from Quaternion Creations. All of your pre-orders, it's been amazing. And oh, I did have something else I wanted to talk about. So I have mentioned this on my channel, but we are getting very close to it being my birthday, and for my birthday I will be starting a primitive hair chart. I'll be starting winter essentials. I will be using the fabric, called for fabric, printed by Primitive Hair, and I've got all of the called for bits and bobs to do that. So it's called the Hair of the Dog Sal. I'll pop the little hashtag down here. I would absolutely love it if you would stitch a primitive hair with me in honour of my 35th birthday at the end of the month, starting on the 30th of October. And I've already had quite a few people saying that they're going to find and order and start their primitive hair patterns, and I'm so excited to start stitching along with you. That is it for plans, because I don't tend to plan. As you can tell, my New Year New Start was started at the beginning of October, so I can't control myself, so I don't tend to do lots of pre-planning. I haven't started this yet, and I'm very proud of myself. So that is it. That is all I have to tell you. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in a week's time. Thanks so much. Happy stitching. Bye.